Defense News. It's proudly sponsored by Navy Federal Credit Union. If you're a member of our nation's armed forces, the Department of Defense, or if your family is, we'd be proud to serve you too.
On this edition of Defense News Weekly, a quadcopter drone that transforms into a fixed-wing aircraft. Meet Aerodynamics. Also, we visit Elbit America to get hands-on with their new enhanced binocular night vision goggles. Check out how seeing in the dark is getting more advanced. Plus, the future is now. We take a look at a flying dune buggy on offer from Skyrunner. It's the latest in news and analysis from the Pentagon to the platoon, here on Defense News Weekly. Welcome back to Defense News Weekly. You may have seen fixed-wing drones and quadcopter drones, but what about one that does both? At this year's SOF Week in Tampa, Florida, we learned about something called a trans-wing aircraft being developed by Aerodynamics. Have a look.
So my name is Matthew Grotchik and I'm the CEO of Aerodynamics, and we're here at SOF Week this week showcasing our trans-wing aircraft. This is a very novel type of vertical takeoff and landing aircraft where the wings fold and unfold to transition between configurations that are optimized for horizontal flight and cruise flight. So it's very good for taking off in contested environments and in a confined space. So it takes off in this configuration, which almost looks like a big DJI drone or a quadcopter, but then immediately when it takes off, if you could push that forward, it turns into a fixed-wing airplane. So the wings fold forward like that during flight, and we can go from being on the ground, consuming no energy, to be fully on the wing in about 7 seconds. And then when you look at this aircraft in this configuration, you can tell it looks just like any other fixed-wing aircraft without compromise. It has a very highly efficient cruise profile, a high lift-to-drag ratio, and if you saw this aircraft flying, you would never know that was a VTOL aircraft until it came in for landing. And so when it comes in for landing, the wings simply fold back like that. It turns back into in this configuration as a quadcopter, and it lands like that. And we can have different configurations with 3 propulsors per wing, depending on what the mission requirements are. So like I said, it's a very unique aircraft, and the kind of advantages is that it can fly farther, longer, faster, carry heavier payload weight fractions, use less energy, whether that's batteries or liquid fuel, to be able to fly. And you'll notice that the same propulsors that are used for lift are used for cruise. So we don't have redundant propulsors, and when we're on the wing, we're typically flying on only 2 of these props, and we've flown them on only 1 prop as well, and that's fine. But all of that power is available, so we can climb at very high rates. We've already demonstrated climb rates of over 3,700 feet per minute, and we know we can go much higher than that. And so it can be used for contested logistics, critical cargo logistics. You can carry sensors, EOIR, lasers, LiDAR, can carry munitions, do kinetic missions and other things like that. We're headquartered in Colorado Springs. We've been primarily focused on defense missions. We have most of our contract revenue is coming from the Navy and also the Air Force. Those are all firm fixed contracts to develop enhance this trans-wing unique design, which we have patented all over the world. And just in February of this year, we got on a big contract expansion, if you will, with our Navy, within our Navy contract, to develop a larger variant of this, our 5th generation aircraft, which will carry 50 pounds of payload, 400 nautical miles, and still weigh less than 320 pounds, and it will run on a heavy fuel. So JP5, and whatnot, and fully autonomous, right? Being able to take up and land, on a ship, vision-based navigation, and other fancy secret squirrel stuff. So we're very excited to be on that contract. And in the commercial world too, there's a profound demand for this kind of technology in the commercial sector as well, to deliver high-value payloads to places that are hard to reach, where that's time sensitive, and people are paying a lot of money today to do those missions, whether that's delivery to offshore oil and gas platforms or linear inspections of power lines, pipelines, that kind of thing. Also more of the critical cargo logistics missions. Payloads can be contained either embedded within the fuselage. This one was designed to be inside the fuselage, where it can fly very efficiently like that. But we can also configure it to have a slung payload capability too. So far, all of our customers have not demanded the slung payload capability other than munitions, but that is certainly a capability that we have. And we would design, customize, especially the fuselage for the mission at hand. So this is a bigger fuselage that's bulbous because it carries the payload inside, but for ISR and other sensor missions, we would have a more streamlined fuselage and a way to attach the payloads to the bottom of the aircraft.
When we return, get a first-hand look at enhanced night vision goggles made by Elbit. Don't go away. Welcome back to Defense News Weekly. The ability to own the night has long been a specialty of the US military, but new advances have made seeing in low light or obscured conditions better in recent years, potentially creating an even greater advantage. We visited Elbit America to see new solutions they're working on to improve night vision. Check it out.
So we're here at Elbit America to look at some night vision devices. Henry, tell us a little bit about what we see in front of us.
All right, so what you got in front of you is an enhanced night vision goggle binocular, ANPSQ-44. It comprises of 4 main components. You got your night vision viewer, positioning assembly binocular, universal helmet mount assembly, and the battery pack. Clip it all together. Powered by 4 L91 lithium AA batteries. And now you have one of the most advanced night vision products available on the market today. Contains 2 high-performance image intensifiers, one 640 by 480 thermal imager, and they're optically fused so that the viewer is able to see both thermal and image intensified imagery simultaneously. This is a squad binocular night vision goggle fielded by the US Marine Corps. Both systems share some common traits. Both are image intensified binoculars, both have side stow capability, both share the same tube type, and both have thermal imagers. The enhanced night vision goggle binocular, in addition to an all-weather day or night thermal imager and your tubes, also has intra-soldier wireless capability, so you can link in, let's say, drone feeds, okay, vehicle camera feeds, thermal image from your weapon sight feeds, all in the user's eye. The Squad Binocular Night Vision Goggle, SBNVG for short, has an external clip-on thermal imager, ECOTI. Its image is projected into the image intensified tube. Native fusing means I have a camera, and inside I have your classic image intensifier night vision tube. The thermal image is projected on a display inside, and then it is actually combined in a beam combiner prism. Those 2 images, the user sees it in their eye simultaneously, or they can see them independently.
So the night vision in the ENVG Bravo has different settings. Now we'll see a little sample of that, but could you describe what we're seeing if we switch between the settings on the device?
Sure. So if you're looking at a scene, you have 3 options. You have white hot, so hotter objects appear brighter. You have black hot, where hotter objects actually appear darker. And then you have outline. Now outline's cool. Outline actually shows you, like if you're looking at a person, you'll see their outline, but you won't see them as a big white blob. Most users when walking a route, they use outline. Outline is the most useful because nature doesn't do straight lines. If you ever notice this, nature never does straight lines. In the thermal, straight lines and outline, they pop out immediately.
One of the things that's really a great feature about this, like you said, is that capability of having it all be able to transfer back and forth to the goggle from one device. It also has its own power supply. Can you talk a little bit about kind of how this thing is powered, how long it can last, and kind of how all this fits together?
Sure, I can do that. So power is provided from the battery pack by 4 lithium batteries. You can buy these on the shelf. Depending on your operating mode, operating life is anywhere between 4 hours and 10 hours. Depends on how many of the features you use. It's kind of like your car. The faster you drive it, the faster you burn gas, right? Same's true for the goggle.
So I understand that has a lot of great capabilities with just a few batteries. What can this device do with the battery power it has?
Okay, the one battery it has in the bridge can run the 2 tubes in the binocular for 20 hours. The CR123 cell it has in the E-Coddy can run the E-Coddy for 3 hours. It also has an external battery pack available that can extend the run life of the E-Coddy and the binocular.
So we have some advanced features on the NVG compared to this device, but both these devices are new and being used. What about the PVS 14s or the older devices that people are currently carrying? What kind of features does this have that does not?
Okay, so PVS 14 is a monocular night vision device. It's probably the most ubiquitous night vision device in the world. This gives you 2 big advantages right off the bat. 2 tubes means you get binocular vision. You get depth perception in low light. You also gain your thermal imager. Thermal imager breaks camouflage. Okay, it means if the guy's wearing digis and he's hiding in a tree and you can't see him with night vision, thermal imager will pop out. He'll be the only thing you see. All right. The NVGB also gives you wireless connectivity. That's critical. The things you see where people shoot around corners, yeah, that's real. NVGB enables that capability. Okay. NVGB enables drone feeds. It enables augmented reality, what we call augmented reality. Okay. AR is navigation. So when you're doing land nav, you're walking around, you're not stopping, looking down at your map, you're having to shine a light. No. It's in your eye. You see it the whole time. Full situational awareness of the battlefield. You can do Blue Force tracking, so you know where all your squad mates are in real time.
So you can see more than just what's in front of you. You can see feeds coming from other places. You can also see more detail and depth on the terrain you're featuring. And like you said, you can break up camouflage and see people that otherwise could hide from you.
Absolutely.
And what about the durability? Obviously, Marines are going to get wet. It's going to be maritime environment. Soldiers are going to get wet and cold too in the heat. Can this operate in like extreme temperatures of heat or cold?
Absolutely. Both systems can operate between minus 40 Fahrenheit all the way up to basically 49 degrees C, whatever that. It's hot. That's midday Fallujah hot. Okay. Doesn't bother. They work fine no matter the temperature. Immersion. Enhanced night vision goggle binocular is rated for 1 meter of powered immersion, and we test it on every lot we sell. The SBMVG, the goggle itself, is rated for 20 meters, like frogman depths. Okay. The E-Coddy itself is not rated for nearly as deep, but thermal doesn't work underwater anyway, so you're not using it there. It'll be in your dive bag.
Now, I know the Army, is specifically the Marine Corps as well, very interested in what they like to call modular, being able to upgrade systems without replacing the whole thing. Now, obviously, you guys are talking about design changes that can work over time, and you can work with those with the customer. As far as software, anything you can kind of plug in, plug out, basically, talk about that for me.
Yeah. So, first of all, battery pack clips on, right? I want to upgrade this. I don't have to send this whole kit back. This battery pack can be completely disassembled by Ford maintenance. We have demonstrated that. The brain in it is upgradable. We have to work out a program with the Army to be able to do that, but it absolutely, if they say we want to enhance the capability, for a good example, they wanted to add a weapon sight reticle, the type that they hadn't had before. They called us up and said, hey, can you do this? We said, yeah, give us 3 weeks, no problem. Added it, range tested it, works great. Army says, I want that, put it in there. A month later, boom, rolled out, just like that. All right. Now you talk about enhancements in the goggle. Now this I'm particularly proud of. Each of these binoculars, where you have your night vision tubes, they're held on by 4 screws. That's it. I take those 4 screws out, I can take that off there. It's great for serviceability, great for maintainability, but it's also great for upgradability, to your point. Let's say I have a completely new night vision device type. And I said, this thing is awesome, better than any tube ever built. I want to change it out. All we got to do, we build these up in the factory. It's nice, as you can see, it's nice and clean. We can align it, bolt it on, it's plug and play, rock and roll. Same for this binocular with thermal camera. Let's say there's some great new thermal imager technology comes out, right? We design a binocular that bolts up to this interface, 4 bolts, pop this one off, pop your new one on, bolt it on, plug and play, rock and roll. It's that easy. 5 minutes, you're done.
When we come back, our financial expert is back with tips on how to boost your home's value. Don't go away. Welcome back. Looking to up the value of your home before it hits the market? On this edition of Money Minute, Jeanette Mack from Navy Federal Credit Union is back with pointers to help move your asking price in the right direction.
Thinking about selling your home or just want to boost its value? Start by sprucing up your curb appeal. A tidy yard, fresh paint, and clean windows make a great first impression. Even small touches like native plants or a new garage door can go a long way. Next, take care of the basics. Fix leaks, squeaks, anything that looks worn. Boost energy efficiency with insulation, sealed windows, or a smart thermostat. In the kitchen and bathroom, small updates like new hardware and lighting can add a bit more value. You might also try to create more usable space by finishing the attic or basement, and building smart storage solutions can make your home more functional and appealing. And don't underestimate the power of paint. Neutral colors and clean finishes can quickly refresh your home's interior, instantly modernizing your space without a full remodel. It doesn't take a huge budget to make a big impact on your home's selling power. Whether you're selling or staying, your small upgrades today can equal great returns tomorrow.
To get more coverage of military and defense topics, log on to the coordinates of militarytimes.com and defensenews.com for more headlines. And to be the most news-savvy sailor on the flight deck, sign up for our early bird brief, compiled each morning bringing you the most recent headlines. And if social media is how you stay up to date, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and X. And we're on TikTok, so go follow us there as well. When we come back, the solution to beating that city traffic. We learn about the Skyrunner. Stay with us. Welcome back. Special Forces troops often need asymmetric capabilities for difficult missions, so this one fits right in. A fan-powered dune buggy that flies to targets under a parachute canopy and can be mounted with guns. You heard that right. At this year's SOF Week, we got up close with the Skyrunner. Check it out.
We're at the Skyrunner booth at the Global SOF Foundation's annual SOF Week in Tampa, Florida. Pretty popular device here, a little off-road capacity. We were talking about Stuart about what we're looking at. So Stuart, tell me what we got behind us.
So you're looking at an FAA certified aircraft. It has 4 wheels, so it's very unique, right? So from an operating standpoint, you can fly in 98% of the airspace in the US. The design started for my kids. This was really for my ranch. And the powered parachute has one of the best safety records in aviation. So that was very appealing if I'm gonna put my kids in it. Navy SEALs got a hold of this. So when they saw it, they said, hey, this solves a lot of problems for us. They came to Shreveport and we redesigned the whole aircraft. So we redesigned it with mechanical redundancy. So here's all the things that can go wrong and you're not immobilized. So for example, the air filters. We have the same air filters on the ground system, which is the ground engine, as we do the aircraft engine. So if you ever lost an air filter, you can just substitute it, just like a space shuttle, right? There's always redundancy, there's 2 of everything. Same with the fluids, the coolants. The wiring harness is all mil-spec, so you can change it in the battle space if you had to. If you lost an engine, you're not immobilized. So if you had a 50 cal round go into the ground engine and immobilize the engine, we can go faster with the prop on the ground. So yeah, so you always have a level of redundancy, so no one wants to be immobilized.
What kind of range, what kind of distance can these things travel, and what kind of speeds do you have on the ground?
So with this fuel cell, which is 25 gallons, we're getting 200 miles in the air, and we're getting 400 miles on the ground. Speed-wise on the ground is 70 miles an hour. It's ground capable, but it's an FAA certified aircraft, so it's built, assembled, manufactured as an aircraft and regulated as an aircraft, but absolutely ground capable. In the air, we're getting 46 miles an hour and about a little over 4 hours on 1 tank of gas.
What kind of stuff can this carry as far as weight?
So our payload's 900 pounds. It's about 1% of the cost of a Predator drone system with twice the payload.
We'll start here at the front and work our way to the rear. Can you show some of the major features of the vehicle?
Sure. So the tires here, these are bighorn tires, but they're filled with a foam. So you can shoot the tire with an AK 7.62 round or a 5.56 NATO round. It will not immobilize the vehicle. That was a big thing to solve. Second, so you've got, if you come around here, your off-road is on this side and your aviation is on this side. So it's very simple. You know what you're looking at where. For gas, you have the gas pedal brake, very intuitive, just like any other car. And when you take off, when the wing is overhead, these come out. So these are how you fly. You have pitch and roll. So there's only 2 input controls, where most aircraft have 3. So if you climb, so when we climb out, turn the prop on, that's how we climb. This is how we cruise, and that's how we land. Now, if we want to turn left and right, as these, when the chute's overhead, it pulls these out. So if I push in, I'm going to turn right. If I push in over there, I turn left, and my hands are free. So if I have a primary weapon, I can still use my primary weapon. So moving to the back, we use a modified Rotax engine. So we're getting 197 horsepower off this and 603 Newton meters of torque off the crank. We lay out, so we do a warm up. We want to get, this is a high performance engine, so we want the oil to be 120 degrees before we put a lot of pressure into the engine. We warm that up, we do a walk around checklist. We take the wing off the top, we unzip it, we lay it back, we spread the wing out. We just test, look at the lines, make sure there's no knots, tension knots, and then we kite it forward. So when we take off, we drive it forward, and 20 feet, the wing comes up over your head. So it's out of harm's way with the propeller. So you're driving it forward, you're evaluating the wing. At 25 miles an hour, there's no oscillation to the wing. You turn the prop on, and when you push up, when you hit 40 miles an hour, you're off the ground. So in less than 600 feet or 200 meters, you're off the ground.
So when you say wing, what exactly does that look like? What is this wing doing?
Okay, so it's a PD, performance design canopy, or ram air wing. So it looks like a parachute. So it folds up nicely. It's not fixed wing. So that makes it kind of complicated. If you got fixed wing and you hear something crack or something, that's not good. You can jump this thing to the body panels come off, but that wing, as long as it's hooked up here, it's safe. You can lay it out and you can take off. It's not a safety component. So laying out the wing, you spread the wing out. It's about 38 feet wide. The surface area is 550 square feet. You kite it up. When you're up and you evaluated the wing and it looks stable and it's centered, you turn the prop on, you move the throttle quadrant up, and you're off the ground in 600 feet, 200 meters. So the design philosophy really started from the operators, and then it went to a thesis at the Naval Postgraduate School, how this could be used in contested areas and how that would change the battle space. And then we were influenced by RAND Corporation's white paper with the Air Force on attritable unmanned assets. So we just received money from the Air Force to make these all autonomous and unmanned. So I had a chute failure in 2005. So I was in a wheelchair and had to learn to walk again, and I can't jump because my arm dislocates in the air. So it's very unsafe, and I tore my hamstring off, tore my chest off. So learning, it was very, for me, it crystallizes your values, but it's what I loved doing was skydiving. That was my passion. So to hang that up was pretty depressing, not being able to do that much. And then I had kids, and then when I heard about a powered parachute, it got me back. I'm like, I'm good with canopy, I'm good being under chute, and how badass would that be is if I could just take my kids on adventures safely. It has the best safety record. I was like, oh, that's good. Yeah, and so that skydiving, got me back. I wanted to get back in the air, and so this and my kids, that's where the impetus came from.
Well, I appreciate you taking time to walk us through this, and there's a lot of cool stuff with this vehicle, and a lot of things, a lot of options to create new things. So
yeah,
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we have time for in this episode. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.